So let me show you how a round of Star Trader works. I don't have all the cards pre-printed. I've got a couple of them so I can demo for you, but this is not the complete deck. So you start with your Inner World card. That goes at the beginning. Your first destination are the Midworlds, because you are ultimately seeking to travel to a place known as the Void, which is far, far out in space. These are the journey cards. And I'm sorry, I should have shuffled them. I did shuffle them off camera, but I'm going to shuffle them on camera now, okay? So they're shuffled now. That's important because to reach your first destination, you deal 5 cards. This represents 5 turns of the game because each turn, you turn a card over. You move to a card, you turn it over, and you encounter whatever is on there. So let's start the game. Inner Worlds. Now with the Inner Worlds card, there are different conditions that will be in effect between here and the Midworlds. This is to ensure that there's replayability with the game. Let's see what condition is in effect. Roll one of the dice. Number 2, Warzone. Okay, so all no's result in 1 harm being suffered in addition to other listed consequences. Alright, so it's a literal war zone out there. Okay, fine. Let's see what the first card is. Turning it over. Civilian vessels. Okay, this is pretty good. We might land on a medical ship, a pleasure barge, an ore freighter, refugee ship, plague ship, or starborn sphere. And based on how well we do, we might get different results. We might gain different things. We can gain profit, we can gain loss, we can have our reputation boosted, we can gain technology, depending on whether we succeed or otherwise. So let's see what happens. Number 2, pleasure barge. Now the pleasure barge is a little unusual because if we succeed, we actually get stuck there. We're having too much fun to leave it. So let's see, to succeed, we need a 4 or higher. A fail would be 2 or less, and an almost result would be a 3. So purple dice, we rolled a 2. So we failed. We managed to fail on the pleasure barge. What did we say to those people? Were we rude? Were we? All right. That results in 1d3 loss. 1d3 loss of profit. So there we go. Roll a 3 on a 1d3. That results in a 2. So we are actually at -2 on the first turn. But we didn't get stuck. Nobody shot at us. It could be worse. We can then move to the second card for our next turn. And we flip that over. If you were journaling, this is where you would make an entry about what you did on the pleasure barge that upset them so much that you failed to make a deal. And so on through the cards. When you get to the Midworld card, you turn it over. And again, there are multiple options. On arrival, you have to see how they treat you. On landing, you can heal. That's free. That's good. And then on leaving, you need to see what the circumstance is between the Midworlds and the Far Worlds, which is your next destination. So, if we put the Midworlds here, we have traveled. So imagine that we have traveled through our 5 cards. We've reached the Midworlds. You take the Inner Worlds away. You put the Midworlds there. You pick up all these cards, which would have been turned over normally. Put them back in the deck. Move the dice. Shuffle the deck again. And this time what you do is you actually deal 7 cards because it's a longer journey to get to the Midworlds. And the Midworld card would sit here. Now, I don't have those pre-printed at this point. That's why we're doing a campaign, so we can get these printed and in your hands. So I'm going to use that card again. It's got a different back and it has different content for the Far Worlds. You are now traveling that Midworlds to Far Worlds journey. And of course, we have shuffled the deck. We also have 2 cards that we have not played down. So you don't know what you're going to experience. You would work through all of those. You would get to the Far Worlds. Again, the Far Worlds has content, as both of these do, which make it variable as to what happens when you get there. Let's pretend then that this is the Far World card. Your last destination is the Void. To get to the Void, you take the cards, you shuffle them, you put them down in this pattern. This is important. And then the Far World card would sit here. and you would play through 9 turns to reach it, and then there would be the void card itself. Now, the void card is quite interesting. I've taken my inspiration from the old Talisman game, where not every win condition was a win. So be aware of that when you reach the void. I've also layered in a couple of points about the results, which are specifically aimed at journaling. So if you want to journal, I'm giving you a question when you reach the end of your journey, which might spark a response. There is also an extended game version. If you've been doing this and you're having a lot of fun and you want to continue it, what you do is you reverse your journey. So you go from the void back to the far world, back to the mid world, back to the inner worlds. That's quite tricky to do and stay alive, but hey, you're welcome to try. So that's it, and all of it, I hasten to add, fits inside your pocket, fits inside this case, and you are absolutely good to go. So there you go. Hope that looks good. Oh, and also available through this Kickstarter was Tiger Hunt, or is Tiger Hunt, which is the previous, one of the previous Pocket Quests that we did. This one has a cyberpunk theme. And with Tiger Hunt, see, this is how it works. You have rules. And this one, it's slightly different format. You have an exploration table, which tells you which of these cards you then encounter. And again, you have rules to see what happens, and there's the character sheet. And in this one, you are searching for your sister who is lost, and you are a gene-spliced individual, so you're a human tiger, effectively, or a tiger human, if you prefer, and that's what you play through with Tiger Hunt. A lot of fun. Came off the back of a book I wrote called Neo City, which was a location guide for cyberpunk games. And again, that fits nicely in the case. The very original Pocket Quest is fantasy themed, so you are seeking your fortune in a different fashion because you're looking to enter high society. So you're looking to build your reputation by traveling through the encounters. So that was very much fantasy themed. And again, a lot of fun, very portable, and available in this Kickstarter. And I'm now failing completely to get that in the case. There we go.